The Natural Resource Investment Program, or NRIP, began in 2008 with the primary purpose of supporting on-ground projects which delivered outcomes for Victoria's key natural assets in the areas land, biodiversity and water. The Department of Sustainability and Environment has partnered with Catchment Management Authorities, non-government organisations, as well as community groups to deliver in excess of $90 million worth of projects. Here are two inspiring case studies which highlight the great work that's been achieved so far.
The York Plains project is working with the landholders here to help them protect their wetlands on their property. The community was really the driver behind this project. So North Central CMA was investigating its assets within the region and trying to get a better understanding of what was out there and trying to establish priorities for future funding. And it was the community that really said, well, you really should be looking at the York Plains wetlands. They provide great habitat for a range of different species, including a number of threatened species, here in what is essentially an agricultural landscape. We're really happy with the landholders and how they've really embraced this project. So they drove it from the beginning and really, I guess, brought it to the attention of North Central CMA. So having them involved from the start has been fantastic. What the funding from DSE and through the NRIP program has helped us to achieve, it's allowed North Central CMA to support those landholders to take the next step. So it's allowed them to do the actions that they need to do to improve the wetlands, so a whole lot of revegetation, a whole lot of fencing, a whole lot of perennial pastures for salinity control, and it's allowed them to take the step to covenant the wetlands as well. So we've had 7 families choose to covenant their properties, protecting over 400 hectares of wetlands on their property forever.
There's not many places like this left. Most agriculture destroys all that, and once they did the survey and I saw how many endangered plants and a few birds that are down here that aren't anywhere else, it becomes pretty important to me. I care for this area and that's why I signed up for the scheme with the Catchment Authority. So I just hope in the future it's protected and other generations can enjoy it like I have over almost 60 years.
The future looks pretty good for the York Plains. So with this funding, it's enabled the farmers involved in the project to protect them permanently. So regardless of what happens in here in terms of changes of ownership, the York Plains wetlands are protected forever. So it's been a great step to improving their condition and making sure they're here for future generations.
BirdLife Australia runs our Beach Nesting Birds project, which focuses on conservation, education and management of beach nesting birds within Australia. And that focuses on the threatened beach nesting bird, the hooded plover. All of the beach nesting birds that we have are all really important species that use the beaches, but the hooded plover is the most threatened in Victoria. Often when we think about birds nesting, we think of them creating nests high up on a bridge or in a tree rather than being ground nesting and in a place like the beach. So a beach is often disregarded in relation to habitat for many people. So that's why this project's really important, because it also draws the attention as beach as important to habitat to lots of people who use it. Well, the hooded plover nests on the beaches in a simple scrape in the sand, and it nests there between spring and summer. So that's the peak time that people also use the beach. It lays 2 to 3 eggs that are really well camouflaged in. The eggs are about the size of a 20-cent piece, and you can be very close to a nest before you could possibly see it. Often people will walk straight past them without even knowing they're there. So one of the main threats for this species is human recreational use of beaches. So any sorts of activities that get too close to the nest mean that the bird comes off and the eggs are left exposed to predators and extreme temperatures. The DSE investment program funding has helped to achieve lots of different parts of our projects. So it's allowed us to increase our awareness raising in the local community. So this is done through programs such as our school education program, as well as summer events, walks on the beach, Dogs Breakfast Events, which is one that focuses on targeting dog owners. In addition to that, it also assists with a lot of the on-ground management. So this might be providing materials for either the temporary fencing or signing, or even more recently on the Ballerine and Mornington Peninsulas, it's helped to put in some permanent fencing to protect these nesting areas. In addition to that, the funding has allowed us to build really strong capacity through our land managers and our local volunteers by providing the opportunity for us to run workshops and do one-on-one training. The community is a crucial part of the project. So the community volunteers do undertake a lot of the data collection, so they become like a little sort of mini research group that are able to monitor the nests throughout the breeding season. And we have about 500 volunteers involved, and within a year they spend about 11,000 hours out monitoring the birds, talking to people on the beaches and all kinds of useful things. Now we have over 180 beaches that are monitored regularly and managed by different community groups, and we actually have had some great success rates. We have halted this decline that's occurring in the hooded plover. We have increased the breeding success rate when on-ground management is undertaken, and we've actually got birds that are recolonising sites that haven't been occupied for over 10 years.
NRIP has funded over 400 projects which have delivered significant outcomes for the environment. Through this program, many threatened species have been protected, native vegetation quality has been improved, salinity has been reduced, and stream water quality has also been enhanced. This is a great example of how we can work together to better protect and manage Victoria's natural environment.